There are media outlets on the various websites who are monitoring conservatives and their comments as they relate to this latest immigration issue. And I hope they're monitoring mine, and I hope they're listening very carefully now, because I have a few things to say. This is not a human rights issue. This is the United States of America. We do not have concentration camps. We do not have internment camps. The left had an opportunity to address this issue of separating parents from children, and they did nothing. The media had an opportunity to report on this any time in the last decade or more, and they did nothing. The left and the media, one and the same, do not care about children. I know they don't care about children. Because they won't even identify children who are children. You can't even have a discussion about late-term abortion without being dismissed as a kook or a religious freak. And I come to this issue of abortion not even from a religious perspective, from a scientific perspective, from a humanity perspective. Millions and millions and millions of babies killed in the womb when they could survive outside the womb. We don't even do that to dogs. And I have to hear these lectures about the children and the children. We know damn well what's going on in this country. They want open borders. They do not want to secure the borders. About 30 years ago, maybe 20 years ago, the Democrat Party switched positions. It was the Democrat Party. It was Ralph Abernathy. It was Walter Mondale. The Latino groups at the time who went down to the southern border to stop illegal immigrants from coming in here as they tried to organize unions around Latinos who were in this country, the Farm Workers Union. The Democrat Party was trying to protect the AFL-CIO and the Teamsters Union. They didn't want cheap labor coming into this country. And now they have flipped because they have figured this is how they can get ultimately voters. This is how they can get ultimately supporters. This is how they can increase the ranks of their union membership and their non-union membership, that is, other organizations too. This country does not exist for the Democrat Party. This country does not exist for the progressive media in this country. And they wrap themselves in compassion, really, compassion, when they call a baby a choice. When they call a baby a choice. When they racialize every issue. The Democrat Party, its leadership, is anti-American institutions. What kind of party doesn't want to secure its borders? What kind of a party doesn't believe in national sovereignty? What kind of party doesn't want to make sure only people who are here as citizens should vote? What kind of a party doesn't believe that a state has the right to clear up its voting rolls if people haven't voted? It is a party that wants to win by hook or by crook. It's a party that wants to win whether the courts, they can use the courts, the bureaucracy, or the elections. It doesn't matter. When they lose elections, they turn to the unelected parts of the government. When they win elections, they're off to the races. They don't care about little kids, or they would demand that we secure the border so little kids don't have to come through Central America and Mexico. Little girls being raped and molested. If we secured the border, there'd be a lot less of that going on. They wouldn't be traveling to the United States. There wouldn't be families being separated. And by the way, most of the separation occurs by the parents south of the border who send their kids up here without them. They say they care about the kids. Really? Skyrocketing membership in MS-13 under Barack Obama. They care about the kids, they say. I'll even take it further. What about school choice? making sure that kids, particularly minorities in poor neighborhoods, go to the best schools, not necessarily the school down the street, but the best schools that they can go to. Why don't we prioritize our national resources and state and local resources that way? I'll tell you why. Because they're in bed with the NEA and the AFT. They don't care about the kids. They don't care about their education. If they did, they would join the school choice movement, but they fight it. They fight it. They care about the kids. No, they don't care about the kids. The American children in this country, they don't call them dreamers. I've been saying this for years. Illegal alien kids are dreamers. Even before they hit our border, they're dreamers. Our kids, the kids are deplorables. So they must be deplorables too. The purpose of immigration isn't to feed the ranks of the Democrat Party. The purpose of immigration is not to serve as an outlet for every failed culture, country, and government that exists in the world. The purpose of immigration in our country is to improve our country. We, the American people, get to decide who comes. We, the American people, get to decide how they come into the country. We, the American people, have the right to demand absolute allegiance to this country. We, the American people, have the right to insist that criminals may not come in. And we have the right to demand that our government protect us. Now, what the Democrat Party wants, is not so much for the parent to be united with the child. They want them both to be free to come into this country and disappear into the interior of the country. And then after we have this most recent round of amnesty, whether it's under a Republican or a Democrat president is of no consequence to me, then we'll have another round of amnesty 10 years from now, 15 years from now. What are you going to do? They were here as kids. They only know English. They only know America. What are you going to do? Send them back? They're now 30 years old. Over and over. I've heard it. Over and over for 35 years. The Democrats are thinking down the road. They want a one-party state like California. A one-party state. Isn't that working out great? A one-party state, pretty much like New York. Isn't that working out great? A one-party state like Illinois. All bankrupt. All disasters. They want a one-party country, which would be the end of everything. They claim when it benefits them to support the Constitution, but they reject the Constitution. Over and over again, they support judges who reject the Constitution. They embrace the Bill of Rights when it helps them. They reject it when it doesn't help them. It's about power. It's about centralizing power. This issue over immigration is a fake issue. If it was a real issue, where the hell were the media 6 months ago? Well, Mark, Sessions changed the policies, fully enforcing it. Oh, I see. So under Obama, if it was enforced, say, 50% of the time, that was okay, because separating families 50% of the time is okay by our media. Is that the new standard? What a joke.